Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm just getting started in my brand new journal and I thought you might like to journal with me. That's one of the biggest questions that I get is these books are beautiful. What do you do with it? So I'm going to show you what I do with mine. I have been watching a lot of Johanna Clough videos and so I'm sure you can see that in the journal that I made. I finally got a chance to finish it. Christmas was a bit hectic. I just started a new job, which is going awesome. And today I wanted to start in my journal using all the ephemera that I gathered up while I was a librarian. So I've been hoarding it away, notes from students, from my bosses, from friends. And it was just such a special time when I worked there that I wanted to honor it and I wanted it to be put down somewhere. So I decided that it would be a good first spread in my book. So I'm just kind of trying to work out and figure out where I'm going to put all of it. I've got so many neat little notes and stuff. So I just dove in, started off just gluing it down. You'll notice in my video that I am not tied to any particular adhesive. I think I have glue, tape runner, and stapler at some point, although I think I'm out of staples. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I'm just layering some paper on in the background to kind of break up the red on the page without completely covering it because I really like that paper. I have a cute little photo of when we did Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland theme in the library. My friend and I hosted a little kids activity in there and dressed up. On this page I had already stuck down my welcome postcard that was left on my desk by a special teacher on my very first day at work. And I've saved it all these years, so I thought I'd stick that in there. And you can flip it up still to see what's on the back, and I plan to do some journaling underneath. That was just a cute little shout out card that I got from one of my coworkers. And now I'm just kind of trying to work out how I can make an envelope. So I'm just going to glue these two white pages together to make a pocket. And that way I can save some of those cards and pictures and stuff inside this pocket rather than gluing them all individually. But the pocket's way too white, so I decided to break that up a little bit using some of my paper scraps. And I'm just gonna layer those on the page. I'm curious to know how you get started in your journal. I know sometimes that first page makes me feel a little bit intimidated after all the work that you do building the journals. You don't want to, I don't know, I guess I don't want to wreck it, but how can you do that, right? I am hoping to do some painting and maybe some drawing in this journal too, but I have a basket in my art studio where I collect all the little goodies from day-to-day life, and it is overflowing. So I thought I would get started sticking down all of those things that I've gathered up. So it's not chronological per se. I don't know. Eventually, that's how I would like my journals to be, so that when you start at the beginning and you follow it to the end, you know that it's kind of going in order. But for right now, with all of my older ephemera, it's just gonna go in there however it fits and however it looks nice to me. So I ink the edges of that white quote page that I have in the middle there to kind of tone down the white around the edges. And now I'm just working out some layering on the page to kind of give it a little bit more interest. This journal, I used a lot of blank papers so that I can really have fun doing collage and drawing and writing and just doing all of those things without feeling like I can't cover up the pages, because that's what happens sometimes when I use full sheets of paper that I really, really love. I don't want to cover it up, so I end up with blank pages in my journal just to preserve that paper. So anyway, here I just found some different shades of blue that seem to go nice with that note, and I'm gonna tear the edges. I really like the look of torn edges, and it's so much faster than trying to measure and cut every single time I want to put something down on my page. The other side is tea dye paper, which I personally like. I don't always use it in the journals that I sell, but I like using it in my own. I love the crunchy texture of it and the vintage feel to it. So I'm sticking down another one of those special little notes. I have to say, when I was a librarian, I think that was the first job I ever had where I got so much positive feedback just over my recycling skills and decorating the school to make it fun for the students. It was such a fun time. So I have a little photo there of when we decorated, when I decorated for Christmas. I made like a little window to go around my desk in the library so it looked like a little candy shop or post office. So I'm just sticking that down there at the bottom. I'm gonna go in after I'm done my journal, like all of my gluing down, and I'll journal in some of the hidden spaces underneath. I really like doing that because that way, when I am teaching a class or showing somebody my book, anything that I kind of want to keep private is tucked away in pockets, and I can still share my journal. So I wasn't sure what to do with this pizza card. It's so cute, but it's also very large, and it was too big to fit on the page. So just trying to figure if I could tuck it over there, but then I won't be able to open it to read what's on the inside. So I think I end up just tucking it into a pocket or an envelope. I'm filling up that pocket pretty fast. Good thing I left this journal undecorated, so there's lots of room to grow. And I made the cover using Craftex, which is kind of this cool, I don't know, it's like a cross between paper and fabric. So you can glue on it, and you can sew, and you can paint, which is what I did to my cover. But it's also really flexible, so the cover just kind of bends around your pages, even if it starts getting a little bit too fat. Pardon me. So now I'm just going to put a strip of scrap paper down the side of the envelope, again, just to cover up some of that white. I really limited myself today. I just kept my little bowl of scraps, and I had chosen a few stickers ahead of time that I wanted to use, and I have a pad of stickers that I pulled out of my basket. Sometimes I feel like I get overwhelmed if I have access to everything that I own. It's way harder for me to choose what colors I want to use or whether or not it matches. When I'm limited, I feel like I'm more creative, if that makes sense. I'm just finishing up this page now. I'm going to put some blue again at the bottom. This layout really seems to be going in the direction of blue. I'm going to, I made a pocket, but it's too small for that card. So I'm going to tuck the card in the big pocket. And now I'm going to stick down, it was a sticky note that she left on my desk, sweet little girl. So I'm just going to stick that down in there, and I washi taped the bottom. I'm going to put that Valentine in the smaller pocket that I made, And I also have a paper game that I played with a student one day. She had come late to school and missed the class trip, so we hung out together. And now it's just kind of figuring out where I'm going to put those last few pieces. You can see I'm using tape runner again. I really can't seem to make up my mind. When I'm making journals to sell, I'm really fussy about the adhesive I use because I don't want it to be falling apart when the buyer gets it home. But in my own journal, I mean, if I use a glue stick or a tape runner and it's not strong enough, then I'll just, repair it later and it's no big deal. But when it's for somebody else, I use the strongest products that I have, and I'm sure everybody else is like that too. So now I'm just putting this down in the background. I'm almost done with my spread. I took up, I didn't even count, but I'm gonna go with 5 pages for my time at the school library. I am just going to tuck that around the page, but actually I think I decide later to put it in a glassine envelope and you can still see the thank you coming through, but for now I see it's paperclip there. I'm just gluing down one of the last notes, and then I think I decide to go ahead onto the tea-dyed paper and just finish it off. So I decide I'm going to put a belly band on here, and I'm really into these torn edges lately. It's so much faster. If you're not doing it, try it. So I tear them off to be the right size, and then I reach for my stapler, and I am out of staples, so I guess I'm gonna have to figure out another solution. Oh, I see that I even tried twice. I must have been double checking. Anyway, I'll probably staple it later because it was the look that I was going for, not the function. So I'm gonna just glue it down for now so that I am not pausing the video. And I tucked a note in there, but it's a bit loose, so I'm gonna just paper clip it so that it doesn't fall out. And then I just have a couple more photos that I'm gonna stick right onto the belly band, kind of fill it up and give something to look at. I had a little bit of bare spots afterwards, but I'm okay with that because I know that I had a little bit more ephemera, a little bit more stamps that I wanted to use on these pages, so later on I can go through some of my supplies and choose some special things to decorate and finish these pages off. So I think I've hidden almost everything that I want. I'm gonna tuck these in my large pocket, which is a little bit fat, but I'm okay with it. And now I'm gonna go in with those few stickers that I chose. My sister gave me a whole bunch of motivational stickers for Christmas, and I love them. So I picked out the ones that I liked the best, and I'm just finding a spot to stick them down. I was excited because the backs actually peeled off quickly while I was filming. Sometimes it takes me a while to figure out how to get the back off. My fingernails are not very long. Okay, so now I've got that one. So cute. I'm really happy with the way that this is turning out. A lot better than I had kind of thought in my head. I've never done one of these journal with me, so I had to make sure that I had everything that I needed at my desk. I didn't want to have to edit out a whole lot later because I am still learning with my YouTube videos, and editing is still I'm not a pro by any means. But at least they're up here, and if it inspires even one person to sit down and try something different, or sit down even with a child and show them how they can save all those special things, So now I'm just peeling some foil little leaves to decorate some of these little bare spots. I've had that sticker pad forever. I'm amazed that they're still sticky. I'm just going to put one on the glassine envelope, which I love. I picked that up at a vintage shop in the city when I was in the city the last time. And so there it is. There is my spread, and I think it turned out really nice. Good way to start my brand new journal. Sometimes it's amazing to think of all these little things I know I collected and saved because they were special to me, and somewhere out there somebody has something that you wrote them sitting in an envelope or a drawer or on a bulletin board, and when they read it, it makes them happy. There's all my special treasure. And that's about it. So let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video. Have a good day.